Welcome, please.
Dear Mr. President, fellow Toastmasters, and dear guests, let me ask you a question first. Have you, raise your hand, those of you in this room who have ever experienced a trip in Moscow Metro? All of you. Perfect. Now, people who raise their hands, please raise their hands again if you ever try to investigate or have ever been interested in some interesting facts, stories, and tales about Moscow Underground, apart from traveling. Some. Wonderful. So I'm not really surprised, but most of us don't even think that Moscow Metro is not just a huge transportational network of Moscow. It's a really very interesting thing. And most of you, what do we do when we go down? We either rush to the work or flying back home, or we are reading abstractedly or meditating or staring at crowds of people that pass us by. Nothing interesting, nothing peculiar. Today, I'm going to show you another side of Moscow Underground, the brighter side, the more interesting, the more attractive side. And I'm going to give you a set of short stories and anecdotes and some facts and stuff that will probably amuse you, hopefully, and will encourage you to look more attentively to the stations of Moscow Metro lines. And we'll make it in a sort of a virtual trip, and we'll make some stops on the stations, and I'll tell you something interesting about each of the stations that we stopped by. And we'll start from the first line that was ever built in Moscow. This is the red line, the Sokolnicheskaya line. It was first opened in 1935. And the station we get down will be Metro Universitet. So, I myself have been using this station for 5 years already. And I've never known that inside the station there is a lost property office. So, in case you lose some valuable stuff in Metro, like passport or something else, some package, and you're lucky enough that no one has yet stolen it, like homeless people or someone else, please go to Metro Universitet, find the southern vestibule, and find the lost property office there. And if you're lucky enough, you'll get your passport back. Next station will be Vorobyova Gora. So we move up, and this is a very interesting station. It was first built in 1959 in a very big hurry, the first station on the bridge. It was the International Youth Festival in Moscow, and it was built in such a hurry that very soon it became eroded. But the most interesting thing about this station was that it very soon became the beloved station among the young loving couples. You know why? Because of the escalators. The escalators brought them right on the top of the hill, where they could walk, like hold hands, make their life feel of love and so on. But when the restoration began, and it lasted for 20 years, so it started in 1983 and lasted till 2002, the escalators completely broke down. And now they look like this. The attentive people who are careful enough and walk up the hill can easily find them. They look like this, near the southern exit. So if you're interested, go up and try to explore it. Now we go down again and move on to Spartana station. Those of you, well, many of you, I guess, will be quite surprised that there is a unique object in there. On the second and the third floors of the Spartana station, there is a unique Moscow Metro Museum. Right. So, and it's open, and it's, as I know, free of charge. And the most interesting things there are 3D models of train and stations, of course, so in case you have some free time, instead of staring at crowds of people or reading some stuff, go to Spartana and have some fun. Now we take the train again and move on further on, up. We skip the Kholodkova line and also skip one of the most interesting and mysterious stations of Moscow Underground, Kropotkinskaya. Let it be a subject of some other project. And we go to Akhlotny Ryad and make a transfer to Ploshchad Revolution. I guess all of you who travel by metro know that it's famous by its metal sculptures, 76 metal figures. Of course, the most popular is the sculpture of a soldier with a dog. There are 4 of them, and the belief says that if you touch, well, not touch or scrub the nose of the dog, you'll be lucky for the whole day. Students say that when you do that, you'll pass your exam with flying colors. Don't believe it. So all the 4 dogs, and the knees and the paws and all these parts of bodies are shining brightly like the sun. And you can have some fun when you stop there, not waiting for a train, but like 2 or 3 minutes, and watch people who pass by and who all of them, almost like every person is trying to touch the dog. This is really funny. Another interesting figure there, almost no one pays attention to it, is the Red Army man with a pistol. 4 of them, and every pistol disappears every year. So people steal it all the time. Hopefully no one of you has done this before. All right, then we already made a transfer, and we change the line. We go on the blue line and go to Alexandrovsky Sad. This is the champion among the station that has ever been renamed. 5 different names in its history. First, Comintern, then under the name of Comintern, then Kalininskaya, and for 3 days in 1990 it was called Vozdvizhenka. And only since 1990, for 21 years already, it has got its permanent name. Hopefully it will be never renamed again. Then we take the same train and we go to Kievskaya Kholodkova station. Now what's interesting in there, after the Orange Revolution in the Ukraine, some attentive observers found a nice mosaic panel on this station, on the walls of the station. Attention, there is an Ukrainian soldier who is talking on a mobile phone, having a pocket PC, and using a notebook. Well, of course, this is just an anecdote. Of course, he's using a portable telephone set and a receiver, but it does bring some interesting and humorous flavor to such a serious mosaic panel. So when next time you're there, try to find it. Next thing that we do, we change the line again, and we go up to Krasnopresnenskaya on Kholodkova line. And let's make a virtual stop in between here. Quite soon, there will appear another station, a new one that will be called Rossiyskaya, and it will the escalators will bring us straightly to the White House of Russian Federation. So let our Prime Minister wait for us there. Then we made a virtual stop and proceed to Krasnopresnenskaya, and then again change the line. We're pretty close to the end of our journey. Skip 2 stations, and here we are, Polizhaevskaya station, the most famous station among cinema lovers and cinema shooters. 99 of scenes that we see in TV commercials, in TV series and films, where the action takes place in underground, they are shot here on Polizhaevskaya on the 3rd platform, here. Only at night, so never try to stop there and wait for filming people. And next time you watch TV, pay attention to the interior of the stations. And by the end, we are going to the most mysterious station that has never been opened in Moscow Metro, the Ghost station. It is situated in between Shupinskaya and Tushinskaya. It was built not long ago, but it was never opened. When you travel there by train, from the windows of the train, you can see the concrete walls, the columns, and a bit of light of the real station. There are some plans to open it someday, and when it happens, the escalators will bring you straight up to the Tushinsky aerodrome. Hopefully, that will happen some other day. And we are finally here, but let me ask you a question. Anything else that you have seen in this virtual trip in metro, instead of trains, apart from trains, stations, people? Dogs. According to the latest calculations, just the last fact, there are 500 dogs that live in Moscow underground. They actually make their living there by begging. Some of them live in the stations and corridors, some of them travel by trains all the time. But there is a rumor. People say that some dogs are smart enough, some of them live in one station, and they go for work to other stations. I don't know if that's true or not. I do believe that it could be true. So next time you meet the dog, don't distract it, probably it goes to work or goes home. And let me leave you with a final thought. Moscow Metro is a really funny place to be. Not just read, travel, or rush somewhere. If you take your time, take 5 or 10 minutes.